Get ready with me for my dad's wedding. I found out about this wedding 9 days ago.
I beg your pardon?
I think 9 is being generous. My dad did not tell me he was getting married. I basically had to find out on my own. Didn't know he was engaged. Didn't know he was talking to someone. Everything I know, I had to find out by myself. Now you might be asking, Mesa, do you know who he's getting married to? Have you met her? Do you know this woman? No.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is.
I know of her, but have I ever really spoken to her? Never. So essentially, my father is getting married to a woman I have never spoken to. I do not know anything about this woman. And you know what? I'm a very nice person. Had this situation been brought up any other way, I would have been very welcoming. But now I'm irritated and now I'm pissed. The past few weeks have been the most traumatic and the most chaotic.
Life could be worse. No, not really. This is the worst.
This is the worst.
I actually don't want to go to this wedding, but you know what? I'm going because at the end of the day, it's my dad, and I actually have a guilty conscience, which I've realized a lot of people involved in this situation clearly don't. And this is no hate to the woman getting married to my father because she's getting married to my father. I could not care less that he's actually getting married. It's the principle of the situation. My parents have been separated since I was 10 years old. It was a very messy divorce, and let me tell you, I was never one of those kids who were like, oh my God, I wish my parents were back together. I actually did not want to live in that environment ever again. Now that it's like 11 years later, my parents have gotten over the drama. Everything's final. They get along. They're almost like friends, okay? Which is great. Love that for them. The point is, I'm not angry that my dad is getting married, and I'm not angry that my parents are not together. That has quite literally never been an issue. I actually used to pray that my dad would get remarried, but you know what? Not like this.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude.
The fact that I was lied to every day for, I think, 3 years is insane. The fact that I had to invite myself to this wedding and beg and plead on my knees for a date to know when he's actually doing his nikah is insane. Not to mention, on the bride side, there's like a henna and like all those like pre-wedding events. Guess when I was invited? The wedding events were from like Tuesday or Wednesday onward until today, Saturday. I was invited on Monday. Did I go to any? Absolutely not, because I respect myself. It's clear that nobody wanted me to attend anything, so I made sure I didn't. And just when you think it doesn't get crazier, it in fact does, because I just want you to take a second and guess how many people were invited to this wedding. 200 people were invited to this wedding, but me and my sister weren't. And you might be like, Mesa, how close are you with your dad? Let me put it this way. My dad comes in and out of this house multiple times a week to see us. Everyone can kiss my ass. Like, honestly, I'm so over everybody in this situation. Everyone is a bunch of goddamn liars. Based on what I know, is it not normal? Is it not expected for you to get to know the children of the person you're marrying? Or is that just a foreign concept? I don't really know. And you know what the cherry on top is? My mom's not invited to this wedding. And you guys might be like, oh, that's kind of normal. That's like your ex. Why would you invite your ex to the wedding? My mom and my dad are like friends now. If she were to get married, she would invite him. But he didn't invite her, not only because me and my sister clearly were not invited, but apparently that side of the family doesn't like her. And when someone doesn't like my mom, yeah, good luck getting through to me. Honestly, like, babe, if my mom wanted my dad back, she could have him like that in a second. And you know what's also really funny? My dad tried to convince us that this was a last-minute wedding. Be for real. You know what? If there's one thing I've learned from my dad, it's how to deal with a lying man. Not only deal with it, but catch him in the lie too. Me and my sister were checking things once, twice, 3 times. We were checking things like his Uber Eats account to see what addresses were popping up. And let me tell you, that's how we found our address. I actually hate the way my hair turned out because my hair is dirty as shit and I didn't even bother, but it's fine. It's not my wedding. I wasn't even invited, so does it really matter how I look? Not really. These are the earrings I'm wearing. These are the rings I'm wearing. For shoes, I'm wearing these Valentinos. They are my mother's, but we are the same size, so I love that for me. This is what the dress looks like. It's long sleeve, nice, cute, thin, whatever. I won't sweat in it. It's long.
You know your dad just called me?
Uh-huh.
He wanted me to approve his look, his suit, to see if it looked okay.
Yeah. My father, who's getting married today, is calling my mother saying, do I look okay? Okay. That says enough. Also, I can't wait for those wedding speeches because that's when all the lies are really gonna come out. Everything that I didn't catch, I'm gonna catch today. You know how I said I'm not gonna sweat in this dress? That's a lie. I'm fully sweating right now. I'm officially 59 minutes late, so I'm gonna head out.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening!
I will show you guys what it looks like there because who would I be without providing a visual for my stories? This wedding is actually ridiculous. It's actually crazy. I don't think she knows what she's signing up for with my dad, and I don't think he knows what he's signing up for with her. I don't know what kind of wedding this is, what kind of marriage this will be, but hey, may God bless their union, and may Allah protect me from this type of marriage. I need to put my shoes on. I don't really know how long we're gonna be here. It's outdoors. It's hot as balls outside. I don't even know what we're eating. I haven't eaten anything all day. So my irritation that's already on a 10, multiply it by 5. When I get married, my father's gonna know maybe 8 days in advance since he gave me 9. Shoes are on, lip combos on, counter is on my finger because one thing about me, Shaitan is not getting me today. I'm doing a astaghfirullah.
As long as I don't cry today, I'll be fine. I only cry at home. Crying outside of my house is so ghetto.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
The nikah is done and I'm at like 2,000 astaghfirullahs. One astaghfirullah for every bad thought I had in my head.
They had a lemonade truck. This is pineapple lemonade. It's good, but all I'm thinking is this didn't take 9 days to plan. Everyone's currently outside eating. The bride and the groom are gonna re-enter soon. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it gives very much we're not invited.
Ugh, more lies, more lies, more lies are coming out. We're cutting early. We didn't even tell anyone we're leaving. We literally just walked out because apparently nobody cares if we're here or not.
This is the worst.
And I'm back home. So let's quickly debrief. I'm so hurt and I'm so pissed off.
I'm just extremely happy. Can you tell by my face?
Today showed me that me and my sister really are bottom of the list. So much shit came out. I found out when everyone got the invites. I found out how many years this has been going on. I found out who knew what, when people found out, when my grandparents found out. My grandfather knew before he passed in April that this wedding was gonna happen. Inshallah, I marry someone so amazing who's such an amazing father and would never do what my dad did. The woman marrying my father didn't say one freaking word to me or my sister today. Not a peep. And you know what? It wasn't gonna be me because am I the one marrying a man with children? No. If you want to marry a man with children, maybe you should actually consider the children. Crazy world, crazy idea. Sometimes people just baffle me. I'm just like, wow. People really be out here acting all types of ways, like no consequences. I hope they're happy together because let me tell you, it better be worth it. I just want to thank me. I just want to give props to myself for not running my big fat ass mouth because I really could. Anyways, that's it for this chaotic get ready with me, get kind of unready with me vlog. I don't know what this video was, but you know what? It was too good not to share. So yeah, that's it for today. Bye guys.
This is a sign that you're dealing with really fake friends. So I know I already have like one side of my face like halfway done. Just mind your business. I'm the type of person, I do not go out of my way to like make friends just because like, you know, anxiety, and then also just because I don't trust people. I have really bad trust issues and stuff like that. In a certain situation that I was in, I didn't get close with these people, but you know, like they started to become my friends and like I consider them friends. Like I liked going out with them, you know, I liked talking to them and stuff like that. I thought we were finally like brewing an actual friendship. I thought we were like gonna get close. Throughout life, you're gonna have, you know, your ups and stuff like that. You're gonna have drama. There's gonna be people who don't like you, and there's gonna be people in the middle of that. One day I heard from the grapevine that somebody that I used to be ops with, that I had made up with, was talking shit about me, and it kind of took me by surprise. She was kind of like the middleman, kind of not really, her and her friend, but she and I were kind of on the same page, like, oh, I don't really like this other person, the one that like was my op, right? When everything was really explosive, she would tell me like everything that like this person would say about me and stuff like that. That's where I get a lot of my info from. So, you know, after I had been told that this person was talking shit about me, I had went to this girl who was supposed to be my friend, you know, because I'm not like around these people anymore, so I'm like kind of out of the loop, you know what I mean? But I felt comfortable texting this person and be like, hey, is this true? Have you heard anything? I texted her, I was like, hey, like this is what I heard. I was just curious, like, you know, like, is this true or not? And no response. In my head, I'm sitting thinking like, oh, okay, like, you know, maybe she just doesn't want to be involved anymore. Maybe she's past it. You know what I mean? I'll respect that. I'll respect her boundaries. I'll leave her alone. But she could have like responded to be like, no, or something like that. Or like, don't put me in the middle, you know? I let it go. Until her birthday party comes up, her and her friend's birthday party come up or something like that. I don't know. It was one of their fucking birthday parties. And they invite everybody and their mama. My ops, who didn't go, they invited the guy that I was talking to who gaslit the fuck out of me and did me really fucking dirty. And they said like, yeah, like he did you really dirty. Like he's a piece of shit for that. I don't like him anymore. But you know, they were still friends with him. So they invited him, but they didn't invite me. I just thought it was so fucking funny because I had my birthday party at their place. And y'all were like kikiing with me, you know? But when it comes to your birthday party, you were gonna invite everybody except for me? Weird. It's not that deep, but it's weird, and it's showing me that y'all never liked me in the first place. Mind you, the guy that I was talking to that they invited, they've known me so much longer than they've known him. Like, they've created a much more connection with me than they have with him. He's the only person that went to that party that I had issues with. You know what? This just goes to show, like, it's the little things that people will do that will show you, like, that they don't fuck with you. Like, y'all gotta start, like, taking note of these things, because eventually, like, if you keep letting it slide, it's just gonna escalate more and more, and, like, people are just gonna keep doing you more and more dirty, because I've learned that from the past, you know? So I just kept it cute. I just don't follow them on everything, you know? I haven't talked to them. If they comment on my shit, I ignore it. They don't know that I'm mad at them, at least I don't think so, but it's just kind of like, I'm not gonna associate with you, because it's just like, you're moving funny, and I don't want to deal with that.
Get ready with me while I tell you about the time I got dumped, essentially, on New Year's Eve at 11:45 in a city I knew nothing about. I held off on telling this story for a while. I don't even know why. I guess I was like still getting over it, but now I really don't give a fuck, and I'm mad that someone did this to me. Here's my story. The story starts in around September. I matched with this guy on Bumble. We started seeing each other. Everything was fine. There was like no major red flags at all about this guy. Like, he had a decent job, he was nice, he would pay for the dates. He lived an hour away from me. I live in like central New Jersey, he lived in South Jersey. So he was driving all the way up to see me. I started driving down to see him. Like, everything was going pretty good. Like, some minor red flags. Like, I remember he was telling this story about his friend beating someone up in Dunkin' Donuts because they got with his ex-girlfriend. I really, looking back, think that he was talking about himself, but I have no way of knowing. So then months go by, we're seeing each other, everything's going pretty good. I was thinking that he was gonna ask me to be his girlfriend soon. Like, that's how good things were going. Sometime after Christmas, we're hanging out and we're just like talking, and New Year's Eve comes up. I ask him what he's doing. He says that he's going out with his friends. He asked me what I'm doing. I told him that normally on New Year's Eve I like to stay home with my family. So then he asked me if I want to come with him, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like, if anything, like, I was happy when he asked me that, because I was like, oh my god, he wants me to meet all his friends, like, he wants me to go out with him on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve, like, when I was driving down to see him, I literally thought I was going there and, like, about to be asked to be his girlfriend, because, like, why else would you ask me to come? Okay, forgot to mention, important to the story, I live in central Jersey, so New York is my city, right? I work in New York. I've been to New York multiple times. I know nothing about Philadelphia. I've been to Philadelphia one other time other than this in my entire life, and I was like 12. I know nothing about that city. Why would I know anything about that city? I live closer to New York, and why would I want to go to Philadelphia when I live closer to New York? Sorry to my Philadelphia girlies. I'm just being real. So I get to his house, we just start, like, having some drinks, talking, everything's fine. Like, honestly, the night was going great until, like, this random switch up. Okay, I'm covering his face, but we were literally, like, taking selfies, drinking, everything was fine. I sent this photo to my mom, like, oh, we're having fun. Then his friend sees a girl that he finds attractive, and he asked me, like, oh, can you be, like, my wing woman? Like, just say, like, I don't know, but he was saying something in regards to me, and he referred to me as blank's girlfriend. So I was just very confused. I was like, wait, do his friends think that I'm his girlfriend? I'm like, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't want to, like, cause anything about that or make it awkward, so I just, like, didn't say anything. So then, later on, this weird couple is staring at me and him, and I made a joke, like, oh my god, are they swingers? Like, why are they staring at us? Okay? And then he says, you should just go up to them and pretend to be my girl to mess with them. Pretend? Like, what are we doing here then? And guys, like, I literally left my mom home alone on New Year's Eve to go hang out with this guy. Like, bro, I was so mad. So I just looked at him and I was like, pretend? The fuck you mean pretend? Like, but I was, like, very calm about it. I didn't want to start a whole thing. I've never fought with him before. I didn't know what he was. I've never gotten drunk with him before, too. I've never drank with him before. Never fought with him, so I didn't really ever see this side of him. Then, after I was like, pretend? What do you mean pretend? He was like, yeah, we're just chilling. What do you mean? Why did you invite me to drive an hour and a half to fucking hang out with you and all of your friends on New Year's Eve if we're just chilling? And I was just so pissed because I was, like, I had, like, a weird gut feeling. Like, even though there really wasn't any strong red flags, I just had a gut feeling that, like, something was gonna happen. So I literally asked him like 2 days before New Year's Eve, like, you want me to come, question mark? Because I didn't want to be like intruding. If he wanted to go out with his friends, like, fine, like, I'll stay home with my mom. I normally like to do that on New Year's Eve. Like, when I said, do you want me to come, question mark, like 2 days before over text, he says, yes, I need a New Year's kiss, blah, 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 blah. So like, I really did not, I didn't sign up for this. It seriously was a whole mess after this. The two of us were sitting in the corner of this bar, like, hold on, wait, I just thought of something else. So you guys know me, you know I like to dress up, I like to do my makeup, and he told me, like, the day before, because he knows this about me, he's like, oh, just so you know, it's, like, a very casual place, like, don't, like, dress up or anything, like, almost like he would be embarrassed if I did. And when I got into this bar, like, all these girls were dressed so cute, and I felt underdressed, and that just, like, already I don't like. Because, like, why don't you want me to look my best self? Like, why don't you want me to, like, dress how I like to dress? Like, I already thought that was, like, what gave me the suspicion that something was gonna happen, honestly. But anyways, me and him are just sitting in the fucking corner of this bar arguing, but like barely, I'm not even really talking much. He's just like saying such annoying things, like, I thought we were just chilling, like, blah, 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 and I'm just like sitting there silently going on Find My iPhone to like see where all my girlies are, and of course they're also fucking far from me, because who the fuck wants to be in Philadelphia? I am so sorry. Philadelphia, the whole city is like catching so much strays in this Get Ready With Me. I am really sorry, but like this was just my impression of the city, was this horrible night. I don't even know the name of the place we're at. I don't know anywhere about where I am. I just stupidly and blindly went with him and like trusted that we would like get there and be safe, whatever, which was so stupid. I've never seen him drink. So we're just sitting here and I'm just like, you know what, I wanna leave. Like, we're just sitting here, everyone around us is like, Happy New Year, yay, and I'm just literally sitting in the corner with this guy that's explaining to me that he doesn't want me to be his girlfriend, and it's just like, I just don't know why the fuck I was invited. Now, mind you, my car and all of my belongings are at his house. Everything. So I tell him I want to leave. Because why would I want to stay at this point? Like, there's nothing fun about what's going on. And he says, let me call you a car home. And I was like, my home? Like, where I live? And he's like, yeah. I'm, like, 2 hours from my house right now. The Uber would be, like, hundreds of dollars. I'm like, I am, like, you realize that, right? I explained that to him. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, what about all of my stuff? Like, he just wanted to get rid of me. I'm like, what about all of my stuff? He's like, you could come pick it up. So, one thing about me is that the only person that would want to help me out here and come pick up my stuff with me the following day is my dad. So I tell him that. I'm like, so you really want me to come here tomorrow, come to your house with my father and pick up my car and all my stuff? And after I said that, he quickly changed his mind. He did not want me to come get my stuff the next day anymore. He wanted me to stay with him. And not like I was using that against him. I'm just saying, like, the only person in my life that would want to drive 2 hours to pick up my stuff after this happened is my dad. For some reason, he, like, just doesn't want to leave. I, like, get up and try to leave. Someone grabs my you-know-what as I'm trying to, like, solo leave. And then it was just a whole mess. Then I lose him. I can't even find him again because after I realized I can't even get out of here, like, this is crazy, I try to find him again. Can't find him. Eventually, I find him again. And he is outside of the bar in a fist fight with the bouncer. What? Well, why? Why are we fighting with people? Why are we in fist fights? We're already in a mess. So at this point, I'm like not even believing what's happening. I pull him away from the fist fight. I pull him away, and we're just aimlessly walking around. It starts raining. So then the doorman of this apartment building, I just convinced him that I live there so I could stay in the lobby. And then we Uber back to his house. And it was a whole mess. I'm not gonna get up all into that, though. The next day, I drive home, And I am an anxious girl. I was already like 2 anxiety attacks down at this point. Actually, more like 3 anxiety attacks down at this point, or like multiple. I don't even know how many, because I was so anxious the night before. I wake up even more anxious. I don't really drink a lot. I used to drink a lot, and I just like only like to drink when I go out now, which is really only every like 3 or 4 months. So I wake up and I just feel like shit, and I'm so anxious. I'm so anxious. Like I wake up shaking. I'm like, I can't, like, I'm just so anxious because I know I have this whole drive ahead of me. I feel like shit. This horrible night just happened. Actually, I get my stuff together. I get it together. I start driving home, and I'm just like in disbelief that this whole thing happened. Like, so I call him as I'm driving home, and I'm like, am I understanding this situation correctly? Like, am I understanding what just happened? And he's like, yeah. And he's just like, he's riding a bike, which is just like, why the fuck are you riding a bike on January 1st, it's cold as fuck outside, and like what are we doing? So on his little bike ride, he's like, yeah, you are. I'm sorry. I just don't think that this is working out. I just don't want anything serious. Why did you invite me then? Why did you invite me there? So then I hang up, and I never talked to him again. This part of the story, like, really pissed me off. You guys know that I model for Playboy. Like, a week later, I'm on the cover of Playboy.com, and I was so happy. I post it everywhere. And he decides to text me and congratulate me for being on the cover. So you don't want to text me and apologize about this whole thing. You don't want to text me and, like, say sorry. You only want to text me when something good happens for me. And I never talked to him again. So yeah, that was pretty much my story. I don't know why I held off on telling this. I guess, like, I was still sad about it, but I don't know why I was sad. Like, that is such a horrible thing to do to someone. So yeah, moral of the story, don't believe anything a guy says. Maybe be sober all of the time when near a man, so that way you can drive yourself home if anything happens. And don't go to Philadelphia, because, like, why the fuck would you want to go there? I'm really scorned by that whole city, if you couldn't tell. I'm sorry. I decided I'm showing the text. Hi, Anna. I know you probably don't want to talk to me, but I just wanted to reach out and see how you're doing. I'm really sorry about the way things... I'm really sorry about the way things went down and embarrassing you at the bar like that. I couldn't have told you how I feel at a worse time. If you know you felt like that, why did you invite me? Why did you invite me? And congratulations on the Playboy cover. Shut up. Shut up. Get out of my business. Had I never been on the cover that day, I really don't think he would have ever texted me and given me his little half-ass text apology. So yeah, 2025 really started with a bang. A bang for me. But whatever, you live and you learn, and next New Year's Eve, you know my ass will be home with my mom. I hope all of you girlies can learn from my story and be safe and sober, and so you could drive. Get yourself out of places. Yeah, bye guys.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys a really creepy story that's been happening to me lately, and I think it's still happening. Okay, as most of you guys know, I moved out about 3 months ago, and I did a whole move out series on my TikTok. So many people know I live alone now, and about a week ago, I was going to Trader Joe's, and you guys, last time I had a weird story, it was at Trader Joe's too. I don't know what the heck goes on in Trader Joe's. A little backstory, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but when I was leaving my house to go to Trader Joe's, I saw a baby blue car parked right in front of my house, and I didn't think anything of it. I just saw it. When I got to Trader Joe's, I had barely even entered, like I was just grabbing a cart, and this guy stops me. He looks about to be a middle-aged man, maybe in his 40s, okay? He told me how he really likes my family's videos, and he liked my videos especially. He said he follows me on everything, and that he's emailed me before. Don't know what that email entailed, but he said that he's emailed me before, and I get really awkward in these encounters. I was just like, oh my god, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And then he asked to take a picture with me, which I did. I took a picture with him, okay? Anyway, so the whole time I'm shopping, I swear he is staring at me, and he had a black hat on, which made everything a lot more creepier. Like, it felt like he was doing this, like, from the corners of his eye. And you know when you just feel someone looking at you? I just felt him staring at me the whole time I was there. So towards the end of my shopping, I'm like checking out and I start like keeping an eye out for him. Like I wanted to know where he was because I didn't want to have to like run into him again as I was leaving. And I couldn't find him anywhere. Like he just was nowhere to be seen and I thought he left. I'm like, okay, he's like finally gone. At this point, I made it to my car. I put my things in the trunk and I'm about to leave. Like I'm in the driver's seat. And as I'm leaving, I see from a distance, I still don't know if this has anything to do with anything, but I see from a distance parked in the back of Trader Joe's, and there was a lot of empty spots in the front. It's parked in the back of Trader Joe's, that same blue car that was parked at my house. And it's not just like a normal blue car, guys. It's like a baby blue, bright blue car. Like I don't see that color everywhere I go, you know? It still probably has nothing to do with it, but in that moment I started thinking like, oh, like what if that car is him and he like followed me here? Very next day, I get a knock on my door around like 6 p.m. and I didn't answer it because sometimes my neighbor, like kids knock on my door, they want to hang out and like sometimes I just ignore them, okay? Next morning, I opened the door to leave and I found these at my doorstep. What? I don't have anybody to be dropping off these huge flowers at my doorstep. Like, I don't know where they came from. They look a little older in the picture because this happened a few days ago and I'm filming this now. I didn't touch those flowers. I was like, what if they're poisonous? I just left them out there and they're still outside of my house. Like, what if somebody's trying to kill me? There was also no note in the flowers. Pretty much, guys, I think I have a stalker. I don't know what to do. Should I call the police? Like, what do I do? My cats are the only thing keeping me safe at night.
Story time on how I got kicked out of my house at 14. Just for context, the boy that I'm going to be talking about is my current boyfriend. We have been dating for 2 years next month. And also my stepmom that I'm going to talk about hates me, doesn't see me as a responsibility or anything. And me and my dad lived together 10 years before my stepmom moved in. So we were pretty close and my dad has also had full custody of me since I was about 2. Okay, so June of 2023, me and my boyfriend started talking. Then fast forward to June of last year, I was homeschooled because my dad found out that we did hang out. And my punishment was homeschool and I didn't have my phone for 9 months. So he decided to sneak over and obviously, you know, like it was a mutual thing, like he snuck over. Anyways, his mom found out, his mom contacted my mom because my mom does allow me to date. And me and my mom got into a big argument one day, like a month ago, and she just ended up telling my dad everything. So when my dad found out, obviously as he should be and he had every right to be, he was very mad. He was just pretty much calling me a piece of and saying that like I was worthless and everything, and yeah. And then when my stepmom found out, she was calling me a whore and everything, and just like saying a lot of unnecessary stuff that didn't even have to do with the situation. So like I mentioned, my stepmom did not like me. She never saw me as a responsibility or as her own child or anything. So I feel like she felt this was a really good opportunity to just tell me that she did not want me in her home where her and my sister lived, because she felt as if I was going to bring someone to them if I had already stuck someone into the house. Which I could understand being mad about me sticking my boyfriend into the house, but those two things are, I feel like they're not comparable, and that was just way too like far of a stretch of a comparison. Also, the whole 5 years I lived with them, she did blame me for pretty much every single argument, and she blamed me for her being miserable. I don't really know how I had that big of an effect on their marriage, since when I did live with them, all I did was go to school and then literally go to my room. So I'm not sure how a 10 through 14-year-old had that big of an effect on a grown woman's marriage, but apparently it did. So she always did like kind of go out of her way to do things to make me feel like purposely left out, or at least that's just kind of what it felt like. So I kind of always had the mindset that they would be like a happier family without me and stuff. So I just kind of got fed up and I said, okay, well, if I'm the problem of your marriage, I'm just gonna remove myself from the situation and leave. That next morning, I had my stuff packed and I was gone. Fast forward to not even 2 days later, I get a text from my dad saying that my stepmom said that I stole $100 from my little sister's piggy bank, which isn't true at all. My sister was my best friend, and honestly, the reason that I stayed alive throughout, especially like my early preteen years when I was going through a lot. So I don't know where she got that idea from or how she ended up gaslighting my dad into thinking that, but I did not steal $100, and after that he proceeded to block me, and I didn't hear from him again until my birthday, and he just texted me, love you, and then blocked me back, and I still haven't heard from him to this day. I will say it has been really hard on me, but honestly I do feel a lot less stressed and like I'm walking on thin ice every time I walk out of my room. So I think it was for the better. Hopefully, you know, they get their situation figured out. Like, I wish the best for them. I'm not like trying to push negativity towards them. I still love them. No harsh feelings. I understand why they're upset. Like I said, I just feel like they could have handled it a little better. But obviously I could have handled my actions a little better. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. And there's more details. I just didn't want to make this video too long because it's already like 4 minutes long. But if you want to know, just tell me and I'll make a more in detailed video.
Why are middle school boys literally so rude and have no consideration at all? So basically on Monday in gym class, we were playing kickball and it was my turn to kick. So basically the first time, like the pitcher, like he kind of gave me like a bad throw because like I was like right here and like the ball was coming towards me like kind of like more to the side. So it was really hard for me to kick it. But then like I got another try and I actually kicked it and it was like a pretty good kick, I'd say. I got to first base and second base, but then I couldn't get to third base because I got out. And then when I got out, it was like 3 outs already. So we had to switch and then we were on the team that were like on the field. And so basically my friend went up to me and she told me that a group of boys were laughing at me and making fun of me. They were all laughing at me and they're like, oh, this is why I hate my team. And then like one of them said I had a disease. They probably said even like more like worse things about me, but like my friend just didn't hear it. And like I just don't get why they would say I have a disease. Like, yeah, you can laugh at me if like my kick was not good, but like why do you have to like make up stuff about me? The thing that bothered me the most is that them saying I had like a disease, and I don't even know what they meant by that, but I feel like what they could have meant is like that since like I'm Asian, like they're probably saying like I had COVID or something. But what I feel like they also meant by disease is like I had a disease which like made me skinny or something. Like them just like making a comment about my body is just really weird, and like I'm literally insecure about that. I've literally never laughed at them or said anything about them when they were kicking, and like I don't get why they're laughing at me because literally sometimes they would miss the ball too and they had to get a second try. I think I was like the only one like they were laughing at and making fun of, but I could be wrong. And me and my friend were gonna like tell the school counselor, like we emailed her and like everything, but that day she was like kind of busy because like a school fight happened. And today I have gym class and we're playing kickball still, and like I'm just kind of scared because like I know no matter what I do, like they'll still try to find a way to make fun of me. Anyways, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Story time about how my boyfriend and best friend were sneaking around behind my back. So a little background information, I was 15 and in 10th grade. So my mom and dad were split up and I was pretty much allowed to do whatever I wanted because of that. So I was dating this boy named Jacob. Well, my best friend Alice literally hated him. Like low-key, every once in a while, she would try to break him and I up. And when I would call her out on it, she would just deny it. Anyway, so the one day I didn't go to school because I was super sick. So the whole day I was trying to text Jacob and Allison, but nobody was answering me. Which was extremely weird because no matter what, Allison would always text me back. So after I knew the school ended, I went to Allison's house. Nobody was answering the door, so I used the spare key. I walk in and all I hear is a very loud banging coming from her bedroom. So I walk in, I see my boyfriend and her together, and then he starts saying that she drugged him. So I went on his phone, I see a bunch of old text messages between him and her, and them exchanging pictures. And then sis wants to start giving me an attitude, so I punched her in the face, and then I left and I don't talk to either of them.